Jake Morrison sat at his desk watching the computer screens. He worked for the Earth Defense Force and watched for danger from space. It was a normal Tuesday morning in May. The coffee was still hot in his cup. He had no idea that everything was about to change forever. The first alarm came at 9:15 a.m. Red lights flashed on all the screens. Something big was coming from space. Very big. "Sir, we have massive objects coming out of hyperspace," said Lieutenant Ben Carter. His voice shook as he spoke. "They're huge, bigger than anything we've ever seen." Jake stood up fast. He looked at the main screen. 3 enormous ships appeared above Denver, Colorado. Each ship was over a mile long. They looked like giant metal insects with strange glowing parts. The ships were dark gray and covered with sharp edges that hurt to look at. Dr. Lisa Hayes ran into the room. She was the best alien expert they had. Her face was white with fear. "These are not like anything in our files," she said. "The energy readings are off the charts." More ships kept coming. 5, then 10, then 20. They formed a perfect circle above Denver. Each ship was the same size and shape. They moved without making any sound that human ears could hear. Captain Ryan West was flying his stealth ship high above the city. He was one of the few pilots brave enough to get close to the alien ships. "Command, this is Ryan. I can see inside some of their ships through clear sections. There are processing facilities in there. Giant machines." Jake grabbed his radio. "Ryan, stay back. Do not engage. We need information." But it was too late for warnings. The aliens had already started their work. Beams of bright blue light shot down from each ship. The beams were wide and covered several city blocks each. But these were not weapons meant to destroy. They were something much worse. The beams grabbed everything they touched. Buildings started to lift off the ground. Cars floated up into the air. People screamed as they were pulled up toward the ships. But the beams took more than just people. They took entire city blocks at once. Dr. Lisa watched in horror through the satellite cameras. "They're taking everything," she whispered. The whole city, downtown Denver, lifted into the air in one piece. The tall buildings stayed together as they rose. Streets full of cars went up like they were on invisible elevators. Parks with trees and grass floated up intact. The aliens worked with perfect order. They divided the city into sections. Each ship took its assigned area. In 2 hours, half of Denver was gone. The people left behind could only watch and cry. General Amy Clark was in charge of all Earth's military forces. She tried to, send fighter jets to attack the alien ships. The jets fired missiles and bullets. The weapons hit the alien ships but did no damage at all. The alien ships had shields that stopped everything. "Pull back all aircraft," General Clark ordered. "We're just losing pilots for nothing." Dr. Alex Morgan was a scientist who studied space and energy. He watched the alien beams from his lab. "I'm getting strange readings," he said. "These beams are not just tractor beams. They're doing something to the space around the city. They're changing reality itself." The process took 6 hours. 6 long hours of watching people disappear into the sky. Families were torn apart. Some members were in the beams and lifted up. Others were just outside the beams and left behind. Jake Morrison had family in Denver. His sister Kate lived there with her 2 kids. He watched the screens and prayed that somehow they would survive. But deep down, he knew they were gone. When the aliens finished, they had taken 2.9 million people. They had taken every building, every street, every tree in a perfect circle 15 miles across. Where Denver used to be, there was only a smooth crater in the ground. The alien ships prepared to leave. But first they sent a message to Earth. The message came in broken English with a cold electronic voice. "Your species shows promise for harvesting. We are the Krillian Collective. We have taken your city for processing. The protein content is acceptable. We will return for more cities. Do not resist. You are livestock now. Resistance will only cause you pain." The ships disappeared into hyperspace as fast as they had come. They left behind a world in shock and terror. But they also left behind something they had not expected. They left behind Jake Morrison and millions of other humans who were very, very angry. Dr. Lisa Hayes was the first to speak after the ships vanished. We need to learn everything we can about them. They made one mistake. They let some of us live to see what they did. Dr. Alex Morgan was already studying the energy patterns left behind by the alien beams. "I'm detecting residual quantum signatures," he said. "We might be able to track them." General Amy Clark looked at her officers. Her eyes were hard as steel. "We're going to find them, and we're going to make them pay for what they did." Jake Morrison picked up his coffee cup. It was still, warm, but everything else in the world had changed. His sister was gone. His nephews were gone. Denver was gone. But Earth was still here, and Earth was going to fight back. The Krillians thought they had harvested helpless animals. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Humans were not livestock. Humans were something much more dangerous. They were survivors. And now, they were hunters. 3 months had passed since Denver disappeared. The world looked very different now. Every country on Earth was building weapons and training soldiers. Nobody talked about peace anymore. There was only one goal: find the aliens and get revenge. Jake Morrison was now a commander. He led the new human strike force. Every day he studied reports about alien technology. Every night, he dreamed about his sister Kate and her children floating up into those terrible ships. Dr. Lisa Hayes worked in a secret lab deep underground. She had pieces of alien technology from small scout ships that Earth's forces had managed to shoot down. The alien metal was unlike anything humans had ever seen. It was alive in some ways, but also like a machine. "Look at this," Lisa said to her team. She held up a piece of alien circuit board. "It's growing. The circuits repair themselves when they get damaged." Her assistant, Dr. Carl Webb, shook his head in amazement. "How do we fight something that can heal itself?" But Lisa smiled. "Everything that can heal can also be poisoned. We just need to find the right poison." Meanwhile, Dr. Alex Morgan had made the biggest discovery. He had been studying the energy patterns left behind when the aliens took Denver. After months of work, he finally understood how their hyperspace travel worked. "General Clark, you need to see this," Alex called out in excitement. General Amy Clark hurried to his lab. Alex pointed to a complex diagram on his computer screen. "The aliens use quantum beacons to navigate through hyperspace," Alex explained. "Think of them like lighthouses in a dark ocean. But here's the amazing part. I figured out how to see these beacons. And more than that, I think we can use them too." General Clark studied the screen. "You mean we can follow them?" "Better than that," Alex said with a big smile. "I think we can steal their entire navigation network." While the scientists worked, Captain Ryan West was busy with a different kind of mission. He flew his stealth ship to places where alien scout ships had been spotted. His job was to watch and learn about the enemy. What he discovered made him sick to his stomach. The aliens were not just random attackers. They had a system. They had been watching Earth for years, studying human cities and counting the population. "They've been planning this for a long time," Ryan reported to Commander Morrison. "I found observation posts on asteroids near Earth. They've been watching us like we're animals in a zoo." Jake felt his anger grow stronger. "What else did you find?" "The scout ships are crewed by different types of aliens. Some are big and strong. Others are small and smart. But they all follow orders from bigger ships. It's like they have different classes, like a kingdom with kings and servants." Dr. Lisa had been listening to the conversation. "That gives us an advantage," she said. "If they have a strict hierarchy, then the lower classes might not be able to think for themselves. Take out the leaders and the rest might be helpless." The breakthrough came on a cold December morning. Major Sam Brooks volunteered for a dangerous experiment. He was a tough soldier who had lost his family in Denver. He was willing to try anything to fight back. Dr. Lisa had been working on a way to use alien biotechnology to make humans stronger. "We can't match their ships," she explained to Sam, "but we might be able to match their physical abilities." The process was painful and risky. Lisa injected Sam with modified alien cells. For 3 days he lay in a medical bed burning with fever. The doctors thought he might die. But on the 4th day, Sam opened his eyes. He was different. His muscles were stronger. His skin was tougher. Most amazing of all, he could survive in space without a suit for short periods of time. "How do you feel?" Lisa asked. Sam stood up and looked at his hands. They looked normal, but he could feel the power inside them. "I feel like I can tear apart their ships with my bare hands." More volunteers came forward. Soon, Earth had its first team of enhanced super soldiers. They called themselves the Titan Squad. Dr. Alex made another important discovery. He had been studying the alien communication systems. "They're all connected," he told the team. "Every alien ship, every alien soldier, they all share information instantly across the galaxy." "That sounds like a huge advantage for them," General Clark said. "It is," Alex agreed. "But it's also their biggest weakness. All that communication goes through central hubs. If we could find those hubs and destroy them, we could blind their entire empire." Dr. Lisa had found something else interesting in the alien technology. "Their biomechanical systems have a fatal flaw," she announced at a meeting of Earth's leaders. "They're vulnerable to specific types of quantum disruption. Our fusion reactors can generate exactly the right frequency to shut them down." "Commander." Jake Morrison looked around the room at his team. "So we have enhanced soldiers, we can track their ships, and we have weapons that can hurt them. There's only one question left." "What's that?" General Clark asked. Jake's eyes were hard and cold. "Do we wait for them to come back and take more cities? Or do we go find them and show them what happens when you mess with humans?" The room was quiet for a long moment. Then General Clark stood up. "We take the fight to them. How long do you need to prepare?" Dr. Alex looked at his calculations. "Give me 2 more months to perfect the tracking system. We'll be able to follow their quantum beacons right to their homeworlds." Dr. Lisa nodded. "I can have 50 enhanced soldiers ready by then, and enough quantum disruptor weapons to arm a fleet." Major Sam Brooks, now the leader of the enhanced soldiers, stepped forward. "My team will be ready. We want to see what these aliens look like when they're scared." Over the next 2 months, Earth became a weapon factory. Every nation contributed ships, soldiers, and supplies. Old enemies became allies in the face of the alien threat. The goal was simple: build the biggest, most dangerous fleet humans had ever created. Jake Morrison was chosen to lead the fleet. He would command 200 warships and 50,000 soldiers. The flagship was called the UES Vengeance, named for all the people who had been taken from Denver. The night before launch, Jake stood on the bridge of the Vengeance and looked out at Earth. Somewhere up there, his sister and her children were being held prisoner by the aliens. He was coming to find them. "Don't worry, Kate," he whispered to the stars. "Big Brother is coming." 6 months after Denver vanished, the largest fleet in human history jumped into hyperspace. Admiral Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the UES Vengeance and watched 199 other warships disappear into the blue glow of hyperspace around him. "All ships report ready, Admiral," said his second-in-command, Captain Julie Stone. Jake nodded. "Dr. Morgan, are you picking up the alien beacon signals?" Dr. Alex Morgan sat at a special console covered with alien technology. "Yes, sir. The quantum trail is clear. Following it to the first target now." The target was a world called Vex Prime. It was on the edge of alien space, far from Earth. Captain Ryan West had scouted it weeks earlier and brought back terrible news. Vex Prime was where the aliens processed their harvests. The human fleet dropped out of hyperspace near a red star. Vex Prime was a dark planet covered with massive metal structures. Even from space, they could see the alien facilities were enormous. "My God," whispered Captain Stone. "Those buildings are bigger than entire cities." Admiral Morrison studied the planet through his binoculars. "How many people do you think they have down there?" Dr. Alex checked his sensors. "The energy readings suggest millions of life forms, not just from Earth, but from many different worlds." The planet was defended by 17 alien warships. They were the same type that had attacked Denver, but smaller. As soon as the human fleet appeared, the alien ships moved to attack. "All ships, this is Admiral Morrison," Jake announced on the radio. "Remember what they did to Denver. Remember why we're here. Fire when ready." The battle was unlike anything humans had ever fought. The alien ships fired beams of pure energy that could destroy a human ship in one hit. But the humans had learned from studying alien technology. "Quantum disruptors firing," reported the weapons officer on the Vengeance. Beams of strange blue energy shot from the human ships. When they hit the alien vessels, something amazing happened. The alien ships stopped moving. Their weapons went silent. Their shields disappeared. "It's working," shouted Captain Stone. "The quantum disruption is shutting down their biomechanical systems." One by one, the alien warships were disabled. The humans captured some and destroyed others. In 2 hours, the space around Vex Prime belonged to Earth. But the real mission was on the planet's surface. Captain Ryan West led a team of stealth fighters down to the planet. Major Sam Brooks and his enhanced soldiers went with them. Their job was to find the processing facilities and rescue anyone who was still alive. What they found was worse than anyone had imagined. The alien facility was a maze of metal corridors and strange machines. In some rooms, they found tanks full of green liquid with people floating inside. In other rooms, they found assembly lines where alien workers were doing horrible things to human bodies. "This is not just harvesting," Sam said into his radio. His voice was full of rage. "They're experimenting on people. They're trying to create hybrid soldiers." Ryan's team found the main processing center. Through a huge window, they could see thousands of humans in holding cells. Many of them were from Denver. They were alive, but they looked sick and scared. "We found them," Ryan reported to Admiral Morrison. "There are survivors from Denver down here, maybe 40,000 people, but they've been changed somehow." Dr. Lisa Hayes had come with the fleet to help with any medical emergencies. "Changed how?" she asked over the radio. "Some of them have alien technology grafted onto their bodies. Others have been given alien drugs that change their DNA. I don't know if we can reverse it." While the rescue teams worked on the planet, Admiral Morrison had to deal with a new problem. His sensors showed more alien ships coming. A lot more. "Admiral, we have 200 alien warships coming out of hyperspace," reported the sensor officer. "They'll be here in 20 minutes. Jake made a quick decision. "All ships prepare for combat. Ryan, Sam, you have 15 minutes to get as many people out as possible." The rescue operation became a race against time. Enhanced soldiers carried unconscious humans to the transport ships. Captain Ryan's pilots flew back and forth between the planet and the fleet, bringing up load after load of survivors. Dr. Lisa worked frantically to treat the rescued people. Many had been poisoned by alien chemicals. Others had alien machines attached to their bodies. She did her best, but she knew some of the damage could never be fixed. "We got 40,000 people," Sam reported as his team loaded the last transport. "But there are more facilities on this planet, maybe hundreds of thousands more people from other worlds. We'll come back for them," Jake promised. "Right now, we need to survive the next battle." The second battle was much harder than the first. The 200 alien ships that arrived were bigger and better armed, but they had not expected to fight humans with alien weapons. "Fire the quantum disruptors on my mark," Admiral Morrison ordered. 3, 2, 1, mark. The human fleet fired all at once. Blue energy beams crossed space and hit the alien formation. But this time, the aliens were ready. Most of their ships had shields that could resist the quantum disruption. "Only half their ships are disabled, Admiral," reported Captain Stone. "The others are still coming." The battle lasted 6 hours. Human ships exploded under alien energy beams. Alien ships were torn apart by human missiles. In the end, the humans won, but they paid a heavy price. 30 human ships were destroyed, and 5,000 soldiers died. But they had saved 40,000 people and captured 5 alien warships intact. Dr. Alex spent hours studying the captured ships. "Admiral, I have good news and bad news," he reported. "Give me the bad news first," Jake said. "Vex Prime was just a minor outpost. The aliens have over 800 worlds in their empire, and now they know we're coming." Jake sighed. "What's the good news?" "The good news is that I found their central command structure in the computer systems. The entire alien empire is controlled from 3 core worlds. If we can destroy those 3 worlds, their empire will collapse." Lieutenant Sarah Kim, the fleet's best tactical officer, had been studying the alien files. "Admiral, there's something else. The aliens have sent a message to their central command. They're calling us an infestation that needs to be eliminated." "What does that mean?" Jake asked. Sarah looked up from her computer screen. "It means they're sending everything they have to destroy Earth. A fleet of 10,000 ships is already on its way." Admiral Morrison looked out at the stars. Earth was 200 light years away. His people were in terrible danger, and there was nothing he could do to help them in time. "Set course for Earth," he ordered. "Maximum hyperspace speed." "Sir, even at full speed, we won't get there before the alien fleet does," Captain Stone pointed out. Jake nodded grimly. "I know. We can only hope that Earth is ready for what's coming." As the human fleet jumped back into hyperspace, Jake thought about the 40,000 people they had saved. Many would never be the same again. The aliens had done terrible things to them, but they were alive, and they were free. And now they knew the truth about their enemy. The aliens were not gods. They were not unstoppable. They could be hurt, and they could be beaten. The war was just beginning. 8 months after Denver was taken, the alien Grand Armada arrived at Earth. 10,000 ships dropped out of hyperspace in perfect formation. Each ship was massive, and their weapons could destroy entire continents. But Earth was ready for them. General Amy Clark stood in the command center buried deep under the Rocky Mountains. Around her, hundreds of officers monitored screens showing the space above Earth. She had spent 8 months turning humanity's home planet into the most dangerous fortress in the galaxy. "Admiral Morrison, report," she said into her communicator. Admiral Jake Morrison was in space commanding the Earth Defense Fleet from his flagship. 500 human warships ready for battle, General. The orbital defense platforms are online. All planetary quantum cannons are charged and ready to fire. Earth looked very different than it had before Denver. The planet was surrounded by massive space stations bristling with weapons. On the surface, huge cannon barrels pointed up at the sky from every continent. Millions of soldiers waited in underground bunkers. But most importantly, Earth had Dr. Alex Morgan's greatest invention: hyperspace interdiction fields. "Alex, are the interdiction fields ready?" General Clark asked. Dr. Alex Morgan sat at a console covered with alien technology and human computers working together. "Yes, General. The moment I activate them, nothing will be able to enter or leave. Hyperspace around Earth. The aliens will be trapped here with us." The alien commander sent a message to Earth. His voice was cold and electronic, like the sound of machines speaking. "Humans of the third planet, you have become a threat to the Krillian collective. Your species will be eliminated. Surrender now, and your death will be quick." General Clark took the microphone to answer. "This is General Amy Clark of Earth. Here's our answer. Come and try." She nodded to Dr. Morgan. "Activate the interdiction fields." Invisible energy barriers surrounded the entire solar system. The alien ships found themselves trapped. They could not escape through hyperspace. They would have to fight their way out. The Battle of Earth began with the largest space battle in galactic history. 10,000 alien ships attacked 500 human vessels. It should have been a massacre. Instead, it became a lesson in human tactics and determination. Admiral Morrison had learned from the battle at Vex Prime. All ships formed defensive clusters. Use the quantum disruptors to disable their ships, then board them with enhanced soldiers. Major Sam Brooks led the enhanced super soldiers in the most dangerous job of all. His teams flew small ships right up to the disabled alien vessels and cut their way inside. "Remember, we need prisoners," Sam told his soldiers over the radio. "We need to learn how their command structure works." The enhanced soldiers were perfect for this job. They could survive in the vacuum of space and were strong enough to fight the aliens hand to hand. Most importantly, they were not afraid. Captain Ryan West flew his stealth ship through the middle of the alien formation. His job was to find and attack the enemy command ships. "I've got eyes on their flagship," he reported. "It's twice the size of anything else out there. Take it out, Ryan. Admiral Morrison ordered. But Ryan had a better idea. Negative, Admiral. I'm going to capture it. Sam, I need your best boarding team. The battle raged for 3 days. Human ships exploded under alien weapons fire. Alien vessels were torn apart by quantum disruptor beams. The space around Earth was filled with wreckage and the bodies of warriors from 2 different species. But slowly, the humans gained the advantage. Dr. Lisa Hayes had been working on new weapons during the 8 months since Vex Prime. Her latest creation was a bioweapon that targeted alien physiology. "Firing bioweapon torpedoes," reported the weapons officer on a human cruiser. The torpedoes hit an alien ship and released a cloud of green gas. Within minutes, the alien crew was dead, but their human prisoners were unharmed. On the second day of battle, Dr. Lisa made an even more important discovery. She had been studying captured alien soldiers and found something amazing. "General Clark, I can hack into their hive mind," she announced excitedly. "What do you mean?" the general asked. "All the alien soldiers are connected to a central communication network. If I introduce specific quantum patterns into that network, I can control the lower-class aliens. I can make them turn against their own commanders." General Clark smiled for the first time in months. "Do it." Dr. Lisa activated her hive mind virus. Suddenly, alien ships throughout the battle stopped firing on humans and started attacking each other. The lower-class alien soldiers turned their weapons on their own officers. Lieutenant Sarah Kim had been studying the psychology of the alien empire. "General, I have an idea that might end this war faster." "I'm listening," General Clark said. "The aliens have ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. No species has ever successfully fought back. But now we're not just fighting back. We're winning. If we broadcast footage of our victories to other alien-controlled worlds, it might inspire rebellions throughout their empire." General Clark nodded. "Do it. Show the galaxy that the Krillians can be beaten." Sarah's propaganda broadcasts were sent through captured alien communication networks. The footage showed human soldiers defeating alien warriors. It showed alien ships exploding and alien commanders surrendering. The effect was immediate. 2. Worlds throughout the Krillian Empire, enslaved species began to revolt. They had been waiting for thousands of years for someone to show them that freedom was possible. By the 3rd day, the tide of battle had completely turned. The alien Grand Armada was being destroyed ship by ship. Major Sam's enhanced soldiers had captured dozens of alien vessels, complete with their crews. The climax came when Captain Ryan West's boarding team fought their way to the bridge of the alien flagship. The alien Supreme Commander was 8 feet, tall with 4 arms and skin like metal armor. "Your species cannot defeat the collective," the alien commander said through his translator. "We have ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years. Major Sam Brooks stepped forward. His enhanced strength allowed him to grab the alien commander and lift him off the ground. 3,000 years of bullying smaller species. That ends today." Under interrogation, the Supreme Commander revealed the locations of the 3 core worlds that controlled the Krillian Empire. He also confirmed what Dr. Alex had suspected. Destroying the central communication nexus would blind their entire empire. When the Battle of Earth finally ended, less than 500 alien ships remained out of the original 10,000. The rest had been destroyed or captured. Human losses were heavy, 200 ships and 50,000 soldiers, but they had saved their world. More importantly, they had proven that humans could fight and win against the galaxy's greatest empire. General Clark addressed the world from her command bunker. "Citizens of Earth, we have won the greatest victory in human history. But this is not the end. This is the beginning." Admiral Morrison stood on the bridge of his damaged flagship and looked out at the wreckage of the alien fleet. "What are your orders, General?" "We take this war to their home worlds," General Clark replied. "It's time to free the galaxy." Dr. Alex had been studying the captured alien navigation computers. "I can plot courses to all 3 core worlds, but we'll need to hit them simultaneously. If one survives, they can rebuild their empire." Dr. Lisa had been examining the alien prisoners. "I've learned how to completely disable their hive mind. We can turn their own communication network into a weapon against them. Jake Morrison thought about his sister Kate, who was still somewhere out there in alien hands. How long do we need to prepare for the final assault? General Clark looked around at her team of officers and scientists. 8 months ago, they had been helpless victims watching their city disappear into alien ships. Now they were planning to destroy a galactic empire. 1 month, she decided. In 1 month, we end this war forever. As the human fleet prepared for the final battle, news came from across the galaxy. Rebellions were spreading on hundreds of worlds. Species that had been slaves for millennia were rising up against their alien masters. Earth had given them something they had never had before: hope. The galaxy was about to be free. 1 year after Denver was harvested, humanity launched its final assault. Admiral Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the UES Vengeance and watched 3 separate human fleets jump into hyperspace. Each fleet was heading to one of the 3 alien core worlds. "All fleets report ready, Admiral," said Captain Julie Stone. Jake nodded. "Operation Nemesis is a go. Remember, we hit all 3 worlds at exactly the same time. If even one core world survives, they can rebuild their empire." The first target was Krillus Prime, the alien capital world. Jake's fleet of 300 warships dropped out of hyperspace to find a planet covered in massive spires that reached into space. The planet was defended by 1,000 alien warships, but these were the best the enemy had. "My God," whispered Captain Stone. "That's not a planet, that's a machine." She was right. Krillus Prime was more machine than world. The entire surface was covered with metal structures and weapon platforms. Energy shields surrounded the planet, like a glowing bubble. "Dr. Morgan, can you penetrate those shields?" Jake asked. Dr. Alex Morgan worked at his console, now upgraded with advanced alien technology. "Their planetary shields are powered by the planet's core, but if we can overload them with quantum disruption, they should collapse." The battle for Krillus Prime was the largest space battle in galactic history. Human ships fired quantum disruptor beams, while alien vessels responded with planet-killing energy weapons. The space around the capital world became a graveyard of burning ships, but humans had learned to use the aliens' own tactics against them. Enhanced soldiers led by Major Sam Brooks boarded disabled alien ships and turned them against their former masters. "This is Sam," he reported from inside an alien dreadnought. "We've taken control of their flagship, turning their weapons on their own fleet now." Meanwhile, Captain Ryan West was leading a different kind of mission. His target was not the planet's defenses, but something much more important. "I'm approaching the central communication nexus," Ryan reported. "It's inside the planet's core, protected by energy barriers and automated defenses." The communication nexus was the brain of the entire Krillian Empire. Every alien ship, every alien soldier, every alien world was connected through this single facility. Destroying it would be like cutting the head off a giant snake. Dr. Lisa Hayes had spent months preparing for this moment. She had created a virus that could not only destroy the Nexus but reprogram it to serve humanity's purposes. "Ryan, you need to get me close enough to upload the virus directly into their central computer," Lisa said over the radio. "Understood. Sam, I need your best soldiers for a ground mission." Major Sam and his enhanced troops fought their way through the alien planet's defenses. The corridors were filled with alien soldiers of every size and type. Some were massive warriors with energy weapons. Others were small, quick creatures that attacked in swarms. But the enhanced humans were stronger and faster than any alien they faced. Their human tactics and alien-enhanced bodies made them nearly unstoppable. "We're at the Nexus entrance," Sam reported. "But it's guarded by something big. Really big." The guardian of the Nexus was a creature 20 feet tall, with 6 arms and armor that could stop any weapon. It had been bred specifically to protect the heart of the Empire. Sam smiled grimly. "Boys, looks like we found their final boss." The fight was brutal. The Guardian's weapons could have destroyed a tank, but the enhanced soldiers were too fast to hit. They attacked from all sides using teamwork to bring down the massive creature. When the Guardian finally fell, Dr. Lisa was able to access the central computer. "I'm uploading the virus now," she said. "This should shut down their entire communication network." But Lisa had planned something even better than just destruction. Instead of simply destroying the Nexus, her virus reprogrammed it to broadcast a message of liberation to every alien world. The message was simple but powerful. "The Krillian Empire is dead. You are free. Fight for your freedom. Earth stands with you." The effect was immediate and devastating for the aliens. On thousands of worlds across the galaxy, enslaved species rose up simultaneously. The rebellions were coordinated through the same network the aliens had used to control their empire. On the second core world, Captain Maria Santos led the assault on the alien military headquarters. Her fleet used Dr. Alex's new hyperspace weapons to destroy entire sections of the planet from inside hyperspace itself. "Hyperspace torpedo away," reported her weapons officer. The torpedo disappeared into hyperspace, traveled through dimensions, and reappeared inside the planet's core. The explosion was visible from orbit. On the third core world, General Bill Murphy commanded the attack on the alien breeding facilities where new alien warriors were created. Dr. Lisa's bioweapons proved devastatingly effective here, targeting the alien genetic structure while leaving other species unharmed. But the real victory came when Major Sam's team reached the prison complex on Krylos Prime. Deep inside the alien capital, they found massive holding facilities containing millions of beings from hundreds of different worlds. "Admiral Morrison, you need to see this," Sam said, his voice full of emotion. Jake looked at the video feed from Sam's helmet camera. Row after row of prison cells stretched out as far as the eye could see. In some cells, he could see humans. In others, there were alien species he had never seen before, and in one special section he found what he had been looking for. "Kate?" Jake whispered. His sister looked older and thinner than he remembered, but she was alive. She looked up at the camera with tears in her eyes. "Jake, is that really you?" "I'm here, Kate. Big Brother came to get you just like I promised. The rescue operation on Krylos Prime saved over 10 million prisoners from 200 different worlds. Many had been held captive for decades. Some had never known freedom. Dr. Lisa worked frantically to treat the rescued prisoners. Many had been subjected to alien experiments or poisoned with alien chemicals, but her year of studying alien biology had prepared her for this moment. "Most of them will recover," she reported to Admiral Morrison. "The aliens kept them alive because they needed them for experiments. That cruelty saved their lives." As the 3 core worlds fell, the Krillian Empire collapsed completely. Without their central coordination, alien forces throughout the galaxy surrendered or were destroyed by local rebellions. Lieutenant Sarah Kim monitored communications from across the galaxy. "Admiral, I'm receiving surrender messages from over 400 alien-controlled systems. The Empire is finished." But Jake Morrison was not interested in ruling a galactic empire. He had learned something important from fighting the aliens. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. "Send a message to all liberated worlds," he ordered. "Earth offers friendship and alliance, not conquest. Each world is free to choose its own destiny." The war officially ended when the last alien stronghold surrendered 6 months later. The Krillian Empire, which had ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years, was no more. A year later, representatives from 500 different worlds met on Earth to form the Galactic Democratic Alliance. Each species had an equal vote regardless of their military strength or technological advancement. Admiral Jake Morrison was offered the position of Supreme Commander of the Alliance, but he turned it down. Instead, he chose to lead the new Galactic Liberation Fleet, dedicated to freeing any remaining enslaved species in the universe. Dr. Alex Morgan's hyperspace technology was shared freely with all Alliance members. Dr. Lisa Hayes established medical centers on dozens of worlds to help survivors of alien oppression. Major Sam Brooks and his enhanced soldiers became the backbone of the Liberation Fleet, always ready to help species that could not free themselves. Captain Ryan West mapped new sectors of the galaxy, searching for other empires that might threaten the freedom of smaller species. On Earth, a memorial was built where Denver once stood. It was not just a monument to the 2.9 million people who had been taken, but to all the beings throughout the galaxy who had suffered under alien oppression. The inscription read, "They took one of our cities. We gave the galaxy its freedom. Jake." Morrison often visited the memorial with his sister Kate and her children. They had all survived their ordeal, though they bore scars that would never fully heal. Was it worth it? Kate asked him one day as they stood before the memorial wall. Jake looked up at the stars, where human ships now flew alongside vessels from hundreds of different worlds, all working together to protect the innocent and defend the free. "Ask me that question in 100 years," he said, "when children on 1,000 worlds grow up free because of what we did here." The aliens had made one critical mistake. They thought humans were just another species to be harvested and processed. They never imagined that humans possessed something rare in the galaxy, the willingness to fight not just for their own freedom, but for the freedom of others. In trying to harvest one human city, they had awakened something that would reshape the galaxy forever. They had awakened humanity's greatest strength, the knowledge that freedom is worth any sacrifice, and that no one should have to face tyranny alone. The galaxy would never be the same.